When people think about the cost of long-term care, they picture a facility invoice or an hourly rate for a home health aide. But there is another cost that never shows up on an invoice, and in many families, it is the most devastating one of all. It is the cost paid by the family member who steps in to provide care themselves. Right now, more than 50 million Americans provide unpaid care to a family member, quietly, every single day. The typical family caregiver spends over 20 hours a week on caregiving, on top of their job, their marriage, their children, and their own life. It is a second full-time job that nobody hired them for. For many, it starts gradually. A parent needs a little help after a fall. A spouse starts forgetting things. And then, before long, it becomes overwhelming. A slow slide that nobody saw coming. The financial toll is real and lasting. Adult children who reduce work hours or leave their jobs to provide care lose an average of over $300,000 in wages, retirement, and Social Security over their lifetime. That is not a small number. That is their own retirement gone. The money meant for their later years gets quietly redirected into caring for someone else, year after year. The emotional toll is just as serious. Caregiver burnout, exhaustion, depression, anxiety, and the grief of watching someone you love decline is one of the most under-recognized health crises in the country. Caregivers neglect their own health, their own relationships, and their own futures while giving everything to someone else. The person doing the most ends up with the least left for themselves. For spouses, the impact can be even more acute. When one partner needs intensive care, the other often becomes their sole caregiver, sometimes for years. Their health suffers, their savings are depleted, and their social world shrinks. Here is what most people do not realize. This is one of the most preventable outcomes in all of financial planning. With the right plan in place, the family burden doesn't have to happen at all. When someone has a long-term care plan in place, professional caregivers provide the hands-on care. Family members can be present as a son, a daughter, a husband, or a wife, not an exhausted caregiver running on empty. Planning ahead is one of the most important gifts you can give the people who love you. Visit yourcareplan.net to learn what options are available. Free, no obligation.